9, Catherine Delahunty.
Mr Speaker, tēnā koe te whare paramata. To the Minister of Education, will any newly merged or reopened schools in Christchurch be expected to use some community facilities that are ordinarily provided on-site at a school?
The Honourable Craig Foss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. On behalf of the Minister, Mr Speaker, this is currently the case. Schools across the country and of course in Christchurch already do use community facilities, and in fact the schools themselves are community facilities.
Catherine Delahunty.
Supplementary. Can she confirm that some schools in Christchurch have been told by her ministry that they may not have a school library on site under the new school structure?
The Honourable Craig Foss.
On behalf of the Minister, no.
Catherine Delahunty.
Does she consider it acceptable that if a school did not have a library on site, children may need to walk a long distance or take the bus to town in order to borrow a book?
The Honourable Craig Foss.
On behalf of the Minister, Mr Speaker, there's an opportunity in Christchurch for the communities of Christchurch to build, not only rebuild schools, but build better schools, better facilities to be used by themselves and the community.
Sorry, is this a point of order?
Yes, it is.
Catherine Delahunty, point of order.
Very interesting to hear the story, but my question was about whether it was acceptable that if a school did not have a library on site, that children may need to walk long distances, etc. He did not have to do with libraries or acceptability or distance, which is what my question was about.
The member's question actually asked for the Minister's opinion, whether he considers that acceptable. And what the Minister indicated in his answer when he gave his opinion was that much was going to be invested in these new schools and facilities for Christchurch that he was implying, I think, but it's up to the Minister to clarify that sort of thing wouldn't be happening. But the Minister had better clarify his answer in relation to the question asked. I realise an opinion being sought. But
I agree with your answer, Mr Speaker.
Nikki Kay,
supplementary question to the Minister. How much is the government spending
Point
on...
of order, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Very point. Now we've got a Minister having the effrontery to rise and say he agrees with your answer. And that's what the very issue that's been moot in this place for a long time has been about. That cannot be a way to conduct parliamentary question time in this House.
The member makes a reasonable point. I accept that. I took the Minister's response as meaning that was what he intended with his answer. And the dilemma is the member asks an opinion, and there's no particular answer to when an opinion is asked. And that's my dilemma. I try to be helpful to members, but if members seek ministers' opinions, it's difficult then when they ask the Speaker to intervene when they get an answer that's a little different from what they expected. Catherine Delahunty, supplementary question.
No, point of order, Mr. Speaker. Can
Catherine.
you clarify? I understand what you said about opinion, but I asked if there's no relationship between the answer and the topic, is that just simply because I asked him if he thought something was acceptable? He didn't even relate it to the question?
Well,
in any way?
What I'd hope mean to the member is there's a different way of asking that question that turns the question into seeking facts from the Minister. By asking it, will children have to travel this far to get books from a library? Then the member can get an answer. But asking an opinion whether the member's statement is acceptable, I can't ask the Minister to be very precise in answering it. That's the dilemma. Catherine Delahunty, supplementary question.
Okay. Will she guarantee there will be a library and a librarian on site at each school?
The Honourable Craig Foss.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, Mr Speaker, I'm looking forward to the recommendations from the consultation from clusters. They may include libraries, they may not include libraries, they may include new learning environments, they may include internet learning, ultra-fast broadband across the world, which is obviously a fair distance to walk.
That's a good answer. Point of order. I'll go to Catherine Delahunty first.
It was a very simple, specific question on...
He had asked whether the Minister would guarantee, and clearly... will
there be a library or not?
Order. Clearly from the answer the Minister gave, is he's saying that he's not guaranteeing that at the moment, because he's saying he'll listen to the consultation. Now that's one way of saying that he's not guaranteeing that. Now, that's not unreasonable answer to the question. Nikki Kay, supplementary question.
Mr Speaker, supplementary question to the Minister. How much is the government spending on improving community facilities in Greater Christchurch?
The Honourable Craig
Speaker.
Foss.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. On behalf of the Minister, thank you. What an excellent question. The government is spending $1 billion building brilliant schools in Greater Christchurch. A large proportion of these new facilities will become valuable community assets. We don't want to only rebuild schools, we want to build them better for better educational outcomes, Mr Speaker. That's why we're investing $1 billion over the next decade in Christchurch schools.
A point of order, Gareth Hughes.
Sir, that was a good example of a very clear question which asked, and if I can read off the transcript, sir, how much is the government spending? I heard lots of answers but no dollar figures, sir.
Order. Well, is the member wishing to speak to the point of order?
Point of order, I can re-clarify the question, Mr Speaker.
No, I think the Minister gave... If the Minister is wanting to be helpful to the House, the Honourable Craig Foss.
Mr Speaker, it's such a good and large number. $1 billion will be spent by this government in Christchurch on schools over the next 10 years.
Point of order, Catherine Delahunty.
I seek leave to table a commentary written by the President of the School Library Association of New Zealand, September 2012, New Zealand, which highlights the concern about falling writing skills and the importance of free access to books.
Order,
and
leave
thus
the sort
the
of
school
table that
library.
document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Question number 10, Charles Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.